places. Yeah, Twitch and YouTube, apparently. I shouldn't say that though, they don't like that. YouTube don't care, Twitch cares. But I'm not partnered, so it's... This game has music. I was not expecting it when I clicked on the window. Yeah, I just turned it right down. It was unpleasant for me, I can tell you that. Oh boy. Before jumping into the world of Stranded Alien Dawn, consider familiarizing yourself with the game's mechanics. We offer several thematic tutorials. Why not give the game basics a try? Save game and achievements are disabled during all tutorials. Okay, I'll have a look. I wasn't going to, but since I asked. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. In the first tutorial, you will learn how to interact with the unknown environment and set up a simple camp. And you're going to be able to tell because I've got to set the mute when I... if you can find me. It's the same stream name, so that should help. Okay, camera controls. I'm going to guess WSD, scroll in and out, and yeah. Classic controls. Okay, right click on an object. Have to click. Oh, there we go, scavenge. And to mark a bush for cutting. That's a tree, not a bush. That's a tree. It's a plant? Those might be bushes. No, those are plants. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Oh yeah, weird. You must have to. Oh yeah, that is true. You have to set a custom image for YouTube events. That's slightly annoying. Broadleaf bush. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn that mute when off thing off because I keep minimizing it by alt-tabbing it and it's not doing. And that's slightly annoying. I don't think the chat is going to work through doing that. Really? Is it a video rather than a live stream? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, pause the game. Pause break. Space key. Increase speed, load speed. Activate the resources bar. You can see all resources that you have by clicking the resources bar. Makes sense. Building a basic camp for where your survivors can sleep and work in relative protection from the elements is essential for their survival and well-being. Use the already collected resources to construct a shelter, some simple sleeping spots, and a campfire which will provide light during dark hours, heat to warm up survivors if it gets cold. Okay, camp. Okay, shelter. Scrap metal shelter. Okay. Okay. Where would I want it? If I'm them, I want it over here by the rocks. Ish. That's forward, okay. On you go, little man. Little lady. There we go. Okay, we've got that. Now I'm going to guess you want, yeah, sleeping spots? Underneath the campfire, perhaps? Underneath the shelter? No. Press shift to do it multiple times. Sensible. Maybe put it so they're not facing stupid ways. And the campfire. This seems straightforward-ish so far. Like one of those games, but in 3D, which is nice. I'm sure things are going to go horribly wrong, as they always do in these things. This is the tutorial, so probably not here, but you know. can build stockpiles. Place stockpile on the roof in this case of shelter. Okay, yeah, but you see there's a problem with that, which is that... Yeah. They already predicted the problem, which was I had filled up the shelter. Copy existing constructions by and using the copy function. I'm not going to do that. It's not something I would do. Okay. Graphically, this, I know it's early access and everything, but it's got a real sort of 2005 RTS vibe. Like it feels like ground control. Or at least what ground control looked like in my head at the time. I don't know that actually. But probably ground control does not look as good as this, but... Okay, store resources in the stockpile, sleep and rest. Do I have to tell them to sleep and rest? Surely not. Probably just a... Yeah, can do. Wonder if that's any better. It's very bright now, but that's fine. Albeit familiar looking, pretty much everything on this planet is new to your survivors. In order to use the local plants or to start some farming yourself, you will first have to observe them, then to find out exactly what they are. Another way of unlocking new things is through good old-fashioned research carried out on a research desk. Start preparing for the unknown threats of this planet by gaining more knowledge about it. Okay. Science research desk. This thing can be made with wood, so I do that. I don't know if these have to be. What are you doing? Oh. Sorry about that. Okay, select orange mushrooms. Find them in the nearby forest. Oh, there we go. Use the observe orange mushrooms function. We want weaponsmithing queued up. There we go. And fast forward. Oh, come on, guys. You just have to observe these mushrooms. Or build this research desk. One of the two before you go to bed. It's not that hard. Is it because I asked them to use wood? I'm sure we had wood in our stockpile. We did, yeah. Okay. And they can cut down more trees if they need to. They're having a good time, these guys. They're just getting around to it. Okay, remember you can... Yes, complete the observation, complete the research. Okay. How much longer is this tutorial going to be? I think there's some combat in this game. I see defense, I see weaponsmithing, so I kind of feel like we need to wait out and do that, but I want to get thrown in there. I just also don't want to die because I have not bothered to do a basic, like putting my stuff together. We'll help him out. We'll observe some mushrooms. I mean, I've been there. You go into the forest, you see some glowy orange mushrooms. You think I better have a look before I have a taste. Extract antiseptic paste from glitter caps. It's time to get crafting going, creating items. Build a workbench and get familiar with adding and managing production tasks. You can set multiple tasks on the same device and order them by priority. Okay. My focus? Oh, as in my camera's out of focus. Okay. This whole time I thought you were telling me to focus. Like, I was really confused. I was like, oh. Okay, let's put this at slow speed. Let's bring up the full screen webcam so that I can give you all the beautiful experience of. Oh, I'm way out. Yeah, so blurry. Lean back to where I'll actually be sitting. That's close enough. Hey, how's that for you? That's much better. Look at that. There's me. It's a shame that you all have to. Actually, I could use studio mode so you don't have to see, but no, you can put up with it. You get to see my face up close. It's a treat, you know, for the audience. Get to see me and all my pores. Build a workbench close to the shelters. No. Build a workbench wherever I please. In this case, I do want to do it by the shelters, but, you know, not because they told me to. Just took my fancy. Have at least 10 wood. Okay, so that means I need trees as well, right? Craft healing balm. Till 10. Craft weapon, short bow. Forbid the use of synthetic textiles because they're probably quite good. That makes sense. Sensible as. Go back to the main info panel. Move the short bow task to the top of the production list. Okay. Yes, I want that short bow now, but I need more resources. And you know what? We're just going to play. I don't really dig tutorials, and we'll learn by losing. Scenario crash landing, region Sobrius, Moon Concord. I don't know what any of that does, so we're going to go with that. We have Krista Yull. After making her mark online as a so-called positive hacker, Krista was hired straight out of college by the Federal Intelligence Agency. She quickly came disillusioned by the agency's questionable ethics, however, and began using her skills to siphon modest agency resources towards righting the wrongs of her employers. Eventually, she became too brazen, and when a conspicuously large anonymous donation landed in her sister's holistic health nonprofit, the agency got on her tail, and Krista jumped on the first ship leaving the planet. Traits: genius, has occasional insights that boost current research progress. Clumsy, will not do crafting tasks. Movement speed is increased by 10. Okay, so she's like good at research, not great at much else. To be honest, she can farm a little bit. Samantha, an astrophysicist, engineer, star navigator, and combat pilot in the Terran Defence Fleet. She's calm, calculative, and rational, the type of person who finds innovative solutions to the most complicated issues. Good at combat construction and research gain. 3 times work speed when constructing devices or furniture, but vegetarian, refuses to eat meat. Vivian Bizzeri grew up in a community that is exploited by criminal scum, and life was harder than anyone would dare to admit. Unable to save her mother from a gruesome fate and determined to provide a better future for her then teenage son Amir, she made the impossible choice to escape. She changed her name and started a new life in a remote world, raising the child on her own and trying to hide their past from his sharp, perceptive eyes. Can't heal, but I've got everyone else can so far. 4 times work speed when crafting from fabrics or leather. Bad at combat. And then we have Xander Norig. Xander rescued an orphan dingo when he was just 8 years old, and from that day forward he vowed to dedicate his life to protecting endangered species. Now a trained poacher hunter, he travels to exciting new worlds to support as many anti-poaching operations as possible, but wherever he goes, the predator lurking in the darkness of the night is always the same. The ubiquitous man. Gains happiness at night while awake at night, just like me, and has permanently decreased happiness, just like me. That sounds good, let's go with that. We don't really know what's good and what's bad in this yet. I don't know what the combat... I'm sure I saw someone say it's kind of just waves of things coming at you. It's not developed yet enough to be complex. We'll find out. I don't think it's Rimworld, basically. Okay, so I have 4 people. Oh, one of them's actually hurt, or is he just unhappy because it's daytime? Oh, he's crying. Okay, I see. Yes, and they're trying to calm him down. That's nice. Not nice that he's crying, but like it's nice that they're being nice about it. Okay, right. Let's get our camp set up. I don't know what these things are. Are they friendly? Bloated insects, relatively peaceful. A living specimen can be observed and studied from a distance. That's fine. It's going to overlap. No, they're all good. Let's go with that. It's quite far away right now if I'm asking them to move, but I think it's worth it. We do that. We set up some beds. And a campfire, sleeping spot, storage spots. Cool. Gotta get that first day survival going. Let's see what else we have around us. These plants look dangerous. This looks scary. Game seems relatively peaceful. Lots of different coloured versions. Liquid fuel. Let's just speed up getting these things built. So we'll leave the research desk quite quickly, but I don't think we have to build it immediately. I think we have to kind of get a little village, some sort set up here first. And I presume as we research, it's going to let us unlock more better buildings rather than just be all that's in the game right now is scrap metal and sticks. I haven't even unlocked the concept of furniture yet, so. Okay, sleeping spots for everybody. We need sticks from bushes and stone from rocks, so is there plants? Is that a bush? Yeah. Okay, so cut some bushes. Oh, we also need to build another one of these to get our storage in. Still like that. I feel like a couple of you are just... Oh, they're still scavenging, to be fair. They're doing something. Not as much as I would like, but you can't have everything in life. I wonder if you can see how far the heat expands. Is that kind of that grid around it? It's pretty generous then if it is. Taking the chance that that is what's happening and going with here. Fingers crossed. Yeah, you guys think so, right? My only concern was like it wasn't moving there at the end. So, like I'll show you, watch this. What do... Like, is it just showing that that's still hot? Yeah, it must be. But it stays the same colour no matter what where I move it. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be fine. Oh, actually they're lit up, yeah. They're lit up which ones are gonna be hot. Okay. All good. And we cut more bushes. We also need to get to a point that they can start making food soon because they're using the meals that were on the ship and those will not last. What else can we make at this point? Graves. That's nice. Hopefully not anytime soon. If I cut down some more trees, then we can use those instead of... Based on the tutorial, yeah, 10 wood. I actually think I should have that, but not anymore. Must have used it all. And because not everyone can do everything, I'm going to start queuing up some of the other tasks that are reasonably early importance, I think. Observing things, mining things. We'll probably have to hunt these insects for food soon, which seems a really pleasant way to be. Also keep in mind that one of the team can't eat meat. Oh, and the smoke inhalation is bad for them. That's cool. Let's track of that. Okay, where are we? Just kind of chilling. We have enough to survive the first night. And that's... I think, yeah, Ellie, you've got to consider insects to be meat, much as we might not want to eat them. They're going to count as meat. I don't think a vegetarian is going to say, no, it's fine because it's an insect. I wouldn't, certainly. But I eat meat and I would say it's not fine. I really don't want to eat insects. But they chose to be crash landing on a dangerous planet, so that's on them. Okay, science, research. There we go. What do we want to research first? Long distance travel. No, probably weaponsmithing, right? We need to get some basic tools effectively, so we need the ability to hunt. Construction basics next, maybe. I don't know that tailoring is going to matter too early. Metal will be nice soon, I'm sure, but weaponsmithing's got to be first, and construction. Then we'll decide after that, depending on how we're going. Have I missed where I can see all the stuff I've queued up? This is just the Rimworld identifying who can do what, or who's allowed to do stuff. We could try insects. Is that what that... You want to try insects, Ellie? If you like, okay. That's the 100,000 sub bonus. I will eat insects live on stream. Now we did have someone, I think it was Krista, that's very good at intellect, yeah, research. And two actually are quite good as well. Okay, just me then. 100,000 subs, and that's a deal. You can mark that down now. I'll eat one insect at that stage. Look, let's be honest. I've eaten insects by accident. It happens. Sometimes, like not a lot, like one thing just flies at you, and you're like, ah, it's committed to being eaten, you know. Oh, I can plant bushes. That's nice. Oh, we just like finished that research already? No, we haven't. We haven't even started. I don't know why suddenly I can build all this stuff. It's just because the workbench is under construction. I guess we already know. Yeah, that's true. So there's mosquitoes everywhere. It's maybe the benefit of having to wear face masks is that the chances of meeting mosquitoes drastically reduce, I think. They're not zero, but they're much better than they were otherwise. Oh, you mean like not eating one's by accident, but just like what I have ordered is the wrong thing? Yeah, that could happen. Because I'm notoriously not careful about what food I order. For those that don't know, I have 1,000,001 food allergies. So basically I'm allergic to food, which is a shame because I love food. But it all unfortunately does try and kill me. I used to love peanuts. Then one day they said, what if you would die though? And that was fun. And then I thought, well, maybe it wasn't really a peanut allergy, and I ate them again, and it happened again. And it's probably at a certain point you just have to accept that the world has it out for you in that sense. Oh yeah, we could observe these mushrooms and then use them to create healing items. First camp. We put together a camp as quick as we could, considering the circumstances. We are not sleeping in the dirt, we have a roof over our heads and a fire to illuminate the dark, uncertain nights. And the most important, we have survived. To us, this feels like an achievement worth honouring. We can gather around the campfire and celebrate being alive at 7 o'clock tonight. A great idea, let's do it. What could possibly go wrong? We need more wood. Okay. So you're transporting, you're cutting trees, you're getting food to eat. They seem like they're going to have food on them. We can cut them, but it doesn't look like they're like berries or anything, which probably need to find some of that, given the makeup of our colony. Yes. What else do we have around here that we can maybe look at? Oh, a lot more biodiversity down here. This big guy. Big horned animal. Bird nest. I mean, that's nice. He's looking after it. Or he's eating it. Is it already dead, actually? Oh no. Yeah, that's blood, and I can just butcher it. Well, if something else is already... Oh. Oh, whoa. Oh, guys. Oh. What kind of game is this? Maybe we stay away from these birds for a while? They just seem to be on an absolute killing spree? Or is it that these things are on a killing spree and they're kind of... I honestly don't know who's winning. It seems like a bad time down there in general. This guy's also bleeding out. He's not having a good time. And no one's built my workbench yet. It's unacceptable. I could build more shelters because we still have stuff to store. And it's slowing us down a lot having to cart stuff back and forth. We also should dismantle these other bits of the ship. But I feel like... Oh, observe that. I feel like we need to get to the point that we can put walls up first, and then we should maybe, at that point, worry about, you know, stockpiling. I don't want to build too many of these little ramshackle shelters. We have what we need for now, and then we build a little colony. Kind of in this space, I'm thinking. We cut down these bushes, get some more sticks. Because we've got this nice sort of natural barrier here that makes it feel safer. To me, anyway. Up here also looks nice. And down there seems scary. Down here seems like where everything goes wrong. Given that, while a minute ago there was biodiversity, now there seems to be this thing and not much else. It's finishing off the last of the flightless birds. It's more of my debris. What a big map. They do look like chocobos. Delicious chocobos. Vivian is idling. That's unacceptable. Maybe, Vivian, you could just cut this then. No, we need to observe that first, because I think we may have to plant more of that. What else can you do, Vivian? You're interested in crafting, you're interested in cooking. Is there something else I can build then? Let's just, maybe we just throw up one more shelter for old time's sake. No, she's scavenging. Okay, so she's doing stuff. She's just taking her time. That's allowed. Yeah, delicious, delicious chocobos. You know? You look at those big birds and tell me they don't look tasty. The little garlic. Whatever this thing is. It looks like somewhere between a pumpkin and a tomato. Squash, like, okay, so actually no, it looks something like a squash. I stand corrected. Discovery Gulch. Okay, so we've observed the insect. The big bloated insect is slow and usually peaceful herbivore, which I named Glutch. While not particularly dangerous, it secretes a poisonous substance which accumulates on its skin and is released as a toxic cloud when the creature shakes its body in fear. Engaging it from a safe distance seems like the best option. Yeah, okay, so we'd have to shoot it with bow and arrow. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, the workbench, I can now tell them to craft. Oh, have we not finished weaponsmithing yet, I guess? No, not even close. Okay, well in that case, let's think about what else we can do here. Still got plenty of fuel in the fire. We could cook the emergency rations instead of just having them. So we get grain. Lets us make porridge. Meat makes meat soup. We haven't discovered how to farm anything yet in terms of getting grain, so is there something here we have to research for that? You'd think resources, right? Pickling? Like, that all seems further down the line than you'd expect, so I'm wondering if it is just something that we know and have to find things. Maybe something that I should have paid attention to in the tutorial. Not that I'd ever admit it. I don't see any hay currently just lying around. We're not at that stage. So I'd like some stone. I'm going to speed up time a bit here. I think we're getting the feel for what is. Damaged wooden research desk. Did it hit by lightning? Come on. Repair. Almost gone actually. 35. Which, on one hand, is annoying. On the other hand, I think if any desk I built got hit by lightning, I wouldn't expect it to be repairable in that sort of condition. Celebrating survival, aren't we all? Certainly, as a citizen of the UK, you celebrate survival every day at the moment. Every day is an adventure. That's not the best use of space. But it's still doing this. Nearly caught myself out. I do want to give them a table, but, you know, furniture first. How many more meals do we have? 10 medicine, 50 cooked meals? Okay, I mean that should last them a few days at least. We get some fences up maybe once. No, buildings first. Ravenously. Oh, of course, maybe she can't eat the. Oh. Depends what's in the emergency rations. Oh, is it not her? Ravenously hungry. Okay. Just eat one. You have no issue with them. Just have a ration. Favorites veggie stew. Oh wait, maybe I'm getting mixed up. Maybe. If someone would observe these, I would go and cut them down. Only 27% growth though, so it's probably even then not a great idea. Can I change the schedule so that Xander is... Yeah. He should sleep during the day. Gets like 2 hours of anything, 2 hours of anything, 3 hours of anything. Yeah, roughly that should help him. Krista's got her hammer. She's going to use that to observe this squash-like plant. She's an expert scientist, I'm told. Those sure look like plants. Standing in them. Doing really well. This guy here is just chilling still. Okay, not doing much of anything. Mine some more small rock chunks. Oh, discovered electronics. Nice. Like on one hand, I'm glad that she's doing the observation because I want to be able to plant more of these, but on the other hand, you're the one person who really does the research. And like we're pretty far behind on that at this point. Feels like anyway. What else can we get? This tailoring is obviously going to be clothes. Power I'm sure will be necessary soon. But I'm kind of going with Rimworld build order of like you want power kind of like once you're set up to survive, and I don't think we are yet. A wedding arch. Okay, I mean that makes sense. Raw meat. Okay, cook stove. I don't need any of this yet. Until we have buildings, I don't know. Like I could put like a torch on the side of this, I'm guessing. No, you can't even do that. Oh no, you can. Okay, it's just a little bit finicky about where you put things. Fair enough. I'm still wary about overcommitting resources as well. Don't want to commit the ones that we don't have spares of. I want to have, let's say, 10 bandages made up. Do we have scrap cloth? Okay, it's going to do that for us. That's good. Or is that just saying gather for? I don't know. We'll see. Do we have something? Oh, shroom torch. And we can, okay, so we can, once you've researched stuff, once you've observed it, you can start to farm it in a way that's going to be more than just plant a bush. It's going to actually give us what we need, which is good. In theory, that means when we finish staring at this squash-like plant and get some basic vegetable farming going, which for those who are just joining us is important, as one of our starting team is a vegetarian. And I think everything I've found so far on this one plant has been insects to eat and some birds that I think are all dead. Nothing to do with me. There was an incident down here. It looks like a big sheep. Oh no, it's not. It's another big horned animal. I don't know that compared to some of the other ones we've seen that that's horny in the same way, but they all seem to be dying though, so there we go, that guy. He means business. Meant business. He's also dead and covered in flies. I just don't really want to go down there. We're going to stay in our safe little space. Farming our buttermelon. 75% growth. Oh, 100% up here. Okay. What if we do like a little 8x8 buttermelon farm? Okay. So do I have to move this up then? I don't know. It's made from scrap cloth into cloths. Oh, they're both made from scrap cloth. Okay, I don't really care for having the cloth then, I just want the bandages. We could scavenge more debris, we've got these ready. Things are starting to come along now. I feel like I should observe everything I can find so that we can do more stuff. Like observe tall grass. It's very complex. Cut more trees. Cut these fallen trees. We don't need those. Find ones that are fully grown. And maybe we butcher this corpse so we start getting meat. Which means we need a drying rack, which was in production. I'm going to be really nice as well, not put it right next to where they're sleeping, because you don't really want that, do you? I mean, I'm understanding they're stuck on a strange new planet. It's not where they want to be. So one of them did actually. One of them was really excited by this. They're like, yes, great. Strange new worlds. What I always wanted. But everyone else I think is pretty bummed out about the situation right now. The last thing they want is to be smelling drying meat next to them while they try and sleep jammed together like this. I'm also going to say that it is okay to harvest the buttermelon. They're really getting bummed out by this whole eating on foot thing, so I'm going to build a table and hope that can I move things once I've built them. Yeah. Like there's a risk it catches fire, I get that, but one thing survived already, so maybe a second thing will. Like lightning, you know, like we had one thing get hit by lightning, it lived. So I'm gonna say everything lives getting hit by lightning. It's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be totally fine. Look, this is still integrity 35 because no one bothered to repair it. I told him to do that in game days ago. So okay, maybe the more things I build, the more it'll spread out what gets hit by lightning. You ever think about that? And I'm just increasing our chances of survival by building more flammable objects. So we don't have anything like refrigeration yet. We will at some point, I'm sure, but we're not even close to that. Got meat drying here on the drying rack. That's good. Outside temperature is 13 degrees, so I guess that does actually matter in terms of establishing whether or not it's going to dry. Because yeah, here it's 25 degrees right by the fire. You know, maybe I should have put the drying rack over the fire or next to the fire. Those would also have made sense, but... Do I think red means it won't dry? No, I think it is. It's just very slow. 5% chance to get poisoning mild on consumption. Well, we'll see. I know 5% is pretty good odds. I've eaten things that I've thought were much worse odds than that. And lost. Because it looked delicious, you know, like sometimes the tastiest things are the least cooked things. Hey, does that 44%? I was looked there. It looked like we were much further along than we were. More trees. Need these trees. Should really observe some of them as well so that we can plant more. But add this one to the observation list. And this one. I think we have plenty of sticks though, right? We don't need more of those. Just going to quickly... Didn't stick my audio change here where it's like mute and minimize, I want off. There we go. Purely so I can alt-tab out and not worry about it. Very distracting when you're suddenly taken out of the game. Got to manage my camera settings, you know, so I give the people what they want. They do. They're not loving that I'm making them all sleep in a big row, while some guys just like carrying logs. But if they would research the concept of construction quicker, I would spread them out more. I mean, I could build more shelters, I suppose, and spread them out a little bit, but they're... Honestly, in this sort of environment, I think sticking together for safety is probably a good idea. And speed of safety, the thing that they haven't actually bothered to hurry up and research is the concept of a very basic weapon like a spear. And like, these are people who are able to build all this, right? They've built this fireplace, there's workbenches, tables, buildings out of scrap metal. They've dismantled spaceships. But they haven't thought, what if we just get like a bit of wood and sharpen it? Like even a bow, I'm willing to contend, is not that easy. You have to like a good bow has to be just right. It has the right curvature, has to be able to sustain the strength, the tension of the string. But a spear is just a big stick. It may have a pointed metal or stone end stuck on it, but in principle it's a big sharp stick. So I don't know that it should take you days to figure out to do that if you're able to do this, personally. That's just me. Maybe I expect too much of them. Yeah, definitely. It's unreasonable of me to think that they could do that. You know. What was it she researched again? What was her bio? She was, you know. She's a genius. That's right. But she was technically a hacker. So maybe isn't so good at, you know, building making sticks, sharpening them. Do you think you could make a spear if you had to, Ellie? Like, no, you don't think in a crunch that you land on a scary planet and you're surrounded by trees and sticks. You don't think you could sharpen one? Like on a most basic level, the construction of a tool. You'll drown yourself deliberately or like purely accidentally while you try and use water to sharpen a stick. I don't understand. True. To be fair, like the bugs here are so big they barely even count as bugs. They're just ugly. Like, look at this. This is just... When you think about a bug, you don't think about something this big. Yeah, like they're kind of cute in a way, like because they're so big, and kind of like waddling around. They're just tardigrades, but I wouldn't want one. I wouldn't want a pet, whatever this is, glutch. Yeah. I'm not saying you want you don't want one in your house, but like you can make your little shelter. Guy's upset because he ate on foot, but like I'm literally saying, you want to just build like a little table? There you go. Gave them permission. Build a table. I sometimes wonder if there'd be a good version of this sort of game where it's a bit more Simsy, where you rather than give very specific orders like this, where I'm like, okay, build exactly this here. I'm just like, I'll kind of build some sort of shelter here and let them figure it out themselves. It's probably not fun, but it might be. Someone should devote a lot of resources to trying that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Podonkadonk. Much appreciated. Serving bighorned animal. See, this guy gets it though. Like everyone else has just been standing there in the plants. He's like, I'm going to keep a reasonable distance. Convince the big cow creatures to raise me as their child. I mean, they look friendly, right? Like, they're pretty chill. Like that thing from the start of Jurassic Park. Yeah, they're eating grass. Not humans, as far as we've seen. They do keep on dying to whatever else was attacking them, but... And it's... At some point, I'm probably going to ask my guys to eat them, which is a shame for them, but you know what, this is enough of these. Because I want you to research, not do that. Hey, I'm not saying it'll definitely happen, because maybe these plants are edible, and there's also these other weird looking bugs that we could maybe... This is, I'm pretty certain, Greedo from Phantom Menace. A shiny rock. Maybe we could eat that. Discovery Ulfin. The Ulf were large animals who lived on my planet before we humans caused their extinction. I hope that the gentle giant here will have a better fate, so I named it Ulfin. My hopes may be in vain though, because the herbivore animal is relatively easy to hunt down, and butchering it will probably yield a lot of meat and skins, essential to survival. There you go. Yeah, I mean, chicken kind of tastes like everything, right? So, you know, maybe everything here tastes like it. We'll find out. They're already drying some out here for a quick... We're almost there. And we'll see how many of them get food poisoning from it. Ah, now we're talking. Krista has moved on from studying animals to studying the concept of tall grass. Which isn't actually any taller than all the other grass that isn't labelled as tall grass at all. Okay, Vivian, can you observe things? I forget. You can cut things down, I'm sure. That's already queued for observing, so we don't cut that one down. Cut this one down. Yeah, she can do that. Where did these come from? We butchered that thing a while ago. I don't know that's such a good idea that we're drying this out now. If we... Yeah, Vivian seems to take every opportunity she gets to not work. She kind of just hangs around a lot, but that's fair. If I was in this situation, I think I'd be a little demotivated at times. Like, yes, you've got to survive, you've got to do all this stuff, but you would kind of look around and be like, how good is it going to get though? Like, what's the best outcome here? Like, we've done well so far, we've got our sleep and stuff, but like, we're not going home. Our spaceship is everywhere. And we're still sleeping on the floor. We have a lot of petrol. And a surprising amount of what even scrap metal. But 9 computer parts. Electronics. What more can you ask for? But yeah, I think I'd be a little demotivated as well. Maybe these buttermelons are delicious. Do you think I should stop giving them things to do so that somebody will do the research? There's probably a priorities option, right? Activities, yeah, advanced priorities is lower, increased priority, research, yeah, priority 2. So she should always prioritize researching over anything else if it's available, just so we can get that going. Oh, and they're disagreeing about what caused the crash. Good. Insulted Vivian's sense of humour. No one's really getting along with Vivian, actually. That's kind of unfortunate. It's a shame. She's trying to cut down the trees and tell people why we crashed, and they're just like, nah, you've got no idea. Got no idea. That's the worst case scenario, right? Is that you not only are you stuck on a strange planet, but you also don't really get along at all. Like, I feel bad enough for Xander, who I can relate to, is the one guy who's like, I want to be out at night. Just food, so far as I've seen so far. The requirements seem pretty basic. Happiness, health. Yeah. They want happiness. They do need to eat. They need to be kept within a temperature range. But It's so far been okay. I think the ramp will happen where I'll get a bit more difficult, but even then, it's not quite clear on here. Like all I've seen in oh yeah, fullness. There we go. What I'm talking about. So yeah, fullness is their food requirement. They need to sleep. They need some sort of entertainment, but it's not too in depth. It's kind of it's not green hell as far as survival games go. It's one of your slightly. It's more the forest, I think. I don't know what I did to unlock grain grass. Is that just long grass? But we do want grain because it does like a million things. So 90%. Again, I kind of want to keep all this stuff up here just now. So let's just do a big 10 by 10. That's asking a lot of them, but no idea at this point what the right choices to make in any of these farming things are. We're just kind of figuring it out as we go. Oh wait, what am I doing? That's so they have work from 6 till 8, and then sleep is set to anything. So if I make this, and then that's probably more like it. 4 days food supply. Okay, now we're at the point where I'm going to have to start making more difficult choices. Is there any other things we can quickly butcher? This doesn't look like it's going to be any. I don't even think it's worth it, to be honest. It's so close to being rotten that by the time they get round to it, I'll regret it. These look like they're going to take a while to grow. Yeah, 16% growth. That's not going to happen in 4 days. We could hunt this, but don't actually have any weapons. Any other dead ones that don't look quite as 7 meat? I don't even know what we're going to get from these ones. Insect meat. I don't know that I can do that to them yet. We hit that point when I'm going to ask them to go and gather insect meat. Or is it because, is it not factoring in the meat that's drying right now? So we had quite a bit of that. Oh no, they've taken it down, so. Oh, so it's 10 meat for a meat soup, or 10 meat for 2 meat soups. I guess we might as well say, like, let's do it till we have 5, and then let's try and get some more food. I'm torn because on one hand I think, oh, we need to hunt these things, but on the other hand, like they might look cute and friendly and all, but they do have giant spikes and we have no weapon. Like these horns, like come on, no, I'm not that brave. Yeah, there's the veggie soup, but we don't even have that many vegetables. I don't think. We have buttermelon, but we have like 4 of them or something, I think. We have been sitting in this for a while. We've 8 dried meat, so they've been eating the rest of them actually. Because I had more than that, not including the ones that she's cooking. Need to observe that in case it's useful. We maybe just hunt. How's that research coming along? Still 44%. I've told you. Observing must count is the same. I should stop queuing up observing. It was Krista actually, wasn't it? It was Krista. She's going to eat. Then we'll see if she gets along. She's eating 8 meat by herself. I've had worse nights. Doesn't look like the birds are. Oh no, maybe. Oh, another survivor. My name is Rakesh Chad. I believe we met on the ship. My escape pod crashed badly and everyone died. I fended my own as best I could, but my rations ran out quickly and I started losing hope. I walked in the wild for days after seeing smoke from this direction. Please let me stay with you. I mean, I'm going to let him stay because I'm not a monster. He needs a bed, but also we need desperately to get food because I've just cut down our food supply even lower. Camp wasn't okay. Thankfully, there's just enough room for one more sleeping spot in our camp. Don't know if that's going to block off this, or if it's not. Well, we'll see. What's he good at? What can he do? He's good at construction and intellect, so it's not a guy that can do research. That's nice. He's really good at building things. Actually, he's permanently decreased happiness. He likes making snowmen. Not big on healing. Not going to really help on the farming. Have that fallen tree. We do really need this research, so I'm going to have to tell her, like, abandon what you're doing. I know it's nice looking at plants and all, but we need weapons, and we need them now because we're all going to start. Oh no! There's an overgrown insect. Oh no. Well, on the one hand, we're probably going to get some butcherable meat, but on the other hand, we might all be about to die. So, like this thing, there's 15 of them left, 14. It's put up a good fight. I don't see it making it. Hopefully, not that I want this thing to die, but like hopefully it pulls aggro first. Vivian, stop. Please stop doing nothing. There's so much to get done. I know there's things you don't like doing, but we're pretty desperate here. We don't have any weapons. We don't know how to make weapons, but we don't have any way of surviving this, so all hands on deck. Hard seems harder to grow. 40% chance failure. 30%. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, as soon as that's done, we make some spears, I guess, because we should have sticks ready. Yeah, 45 sticks. That should be fine. Cut down this bush that's ready as well. Just with spears. Interesting rock. I'll observe that when you get around to it. How are these things getting on? They seem to have gone. Okay, so they're not coming over here. They're just chilling there, like little beetles. Giving major early 2000s The Mummy vibes. I'm liking this loop of having to observe things to unlock doing anything, but I don't know if it will lose a bit of its interest on subsequent runs. Like right now, I don't know what anything does, so there's a genuine discovery feeling to observing them, but I might fall off a little bit. We'll see. You know how it is with things like Rimworld, though. Is a lot of it is that replayability and the mod ability. There's always new stuff getting added. Craft weapons. Okay. One of them can't fight at all, so let's just make 4 just now. I don't use up all our scrap metal, but we do have all these spaceships we can dismantle, and I feel like they need something sooner rather than later. Even if they're not great, it's better than nothing, right? You can mine these, Vivian, so you're doing something. And so my order to research seems to have only applied to finishing off the weaponsmithing, and now he's willing to kind of do her own thing again. Oh, we do have one gun? Okay, where'd I go? Okay, who's my best at combat? So if we go into Skills. Doesn't separate out into like ranged or close quarters, it's just... Okay, Samantha knows how to shoot. Gear, gun. The laser pistol belongs to you. I wish I'd noticed that earlier. Like, it hasn't really hurt us, but... Like... Uh-oh. I say that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, if we pause or draft, we're gonna have to fight back, guys. Krista, you can like come back down here. Raka's gonna fight. Let's try and get everyone back together. If we get Samantha to have the gun. Does she have it? Did I actually pick it up? Have I jumped the gun? No pun intended. Equip laser pistol. She dropped it on the other side? Okay. What's she doing? Oh, they have little knives. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, let's slow it down. Xander, you go stab these guys. Raka's killed all those ones. This was way less bad than I thought. The bugs did say this is their planet, but turns out the bugs don't do so well against knives, and like everyone's basically fine. I kind of thought that was going to be much worse than it was. Touch wood, because it's not over yet, and everyone is bleeding. But bitten off flesh. That doesn't sound great actually when you put it like that. I don't love the notion of that, but she's just like, I'm gonna go lie down. It's you guys want to help though. Like, have to min-max which guys you're gonna stab. On the plus side, and no one's gonna like it, but we have also just solved our food problem, I think. You know. Okay, no one likes it. Okay, let's observe one of them. Let's maybe also, just in case, I'm not saying we're going to eat it. Oh, we got the gun. Just too late. And then she went, as soon as she got the gun, she said she was going to lie down and wait for treatment. Because if you draft her so that she can fight, she stopped trying to pick up the gun, and it all just kind of got away from me a little bit. She's okay. She's okay. She's bleeding, not life-threatening. Krista's actually bleeding out and going to die. So really, that's probably our priority here. Vivian's awaiting treatment for a superficial bite that's done nothing. So, is she any good at medical treatment? Incapable. Incapable. Really, Xander is our one man, and Samantha to a lesser extent. You're gonna go and just like, Samantha can wait, she'll be fine. But Krista will actually die. Yeah, she's... I don't want to put too much on her because I know it was my fault, but she's a nightmare, you're right. But now we know everyone has a knife, and we had a gun all along. We just hadn't picked it up. A lesson is learned, the damage is done. But the damage is largely done to Krista, who has about a dozen bites and some missing flesh. But she'll maybe live. She might get sick. Given we're just using whatever bandages we've made from whatever cloth we had lying around. But that's what it's there for. All the while our plants continue to grow, and we have this delicious bug meat. We can shoot one of these cows. If we need to. I'm not saying that we will, but we're probably going to shoot a cow. If I'm being honest. I don't feel like I'm ready to give feedback on that yet. I'm enjoying it. That's pretty much my feedback so far. Infection mild. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not great. She's okay. You'll be fine. The rest of them will be fine. I feel like a mild infection, given our lack of full medical treatment. Do we actually have any? We have one proper medicine, which is okay. He got it. Okay. Yeah, and the last thing you have to worry about when you're on a dangerous new planet is missing appendages. You don't really need all your pieces because there's no heavy machinery. You're pretty much just you're living in this small 200 square meter space, and you have a knife and lots of bugs to eat. It's actually quite a good life, missing fingers or not. Even an arm you could get away with, leg, be fine. We can plant more trees. Nothing else exciting new. And our research is probably going to be slowed down a little bit by Krista being so ill. We have discovered leather, which is nice, but we haven't researched tailoring yet, so we're nowhere on there. Okay. I don't feel like a lot is. Oh, actually, we have no food. It says here low food supply 3 days, but is it possibly Vivian? Because no, Samantha. I wonder if it's just because yeah, I think it's just the having been unconscious thing. Makes sense. Can Samantha hunt? No, she's the vegetarian, so I doubt she's going to be willing to go and. It doesn't technically say that though, does it? Like, what it says is she's not willing to eat meat. It's a bit cruel of me to say, can you go and get everyone else some? But, desperate times. Speaking of desperate times. Not for me. Not for me. Okay, yeah, poultry. So we're doing chicken. Thank you. Are all birds called poultry? I think they are. Not chicken exclusive. Turkeys definitely are. What are ducks poultry? They might be. Okay. Now, follow-up question. Have we finished any of those weapons? Can we equip them? No, not yet. They might take a while. I'd like one short bow, please. Right. No more time to stand on ceremony. This thing has to get hunted. 2 hunters do not have ranged weapons. Manage activities. Okay, yeah, so we have 3 hunters. Samantha is one of the 3. He's currently crafting the knives though, the spears. And I presume the other 2 just won't do it if they don't have. Yeah, they just won't do it. Okay, you can do it, Samantha. Let's see how this laser pistol is. She's a team player, Samantha. I take back everything bad we said about her. I might be about to get her killed, depending on how effective this pistol is against something with 2 giant horns, but... Okay, so it's going to take 10 shots. It's not fighting back. Small chance to retaliate when hit. You can do it. Too dark? Okay, interesting. I wouldn't get too close. Okay, we see its health details. It's burned. And we've got our first spear. Who are our hunters that don't have weapons? Okay, you can have that spear. Raka. The spear thing, it's not even trying. I feel really bad. It's the one we observed as well. It's the one we learned from. Here we are. Well, it had to be done because we're all going to die otherwise. So, you know, Krista's the one who's very unhappy. She's burnt out. I mean, I know we're not having a great time, but like Samantha just went against everything she cares about to feed you. So I don't know that now's the time to bring up your complaints. Personally, you haven't even eaten the insect meat yet, and you could if it comes down to it. I know it's dark, and you're literally observing a rock, so just go to bed. You also don't like Vivian. No one likes Vivian. Yeah, all kinds of bugs to eat. There's a variety of bugs here. There's like bugs that have bled blue on the rocks. Bugs that have bled blue on the grass. This bug that this guy's staring at intently. And then the bugs that spray gas when you shoot them. So, it's an interesting life. And plenty of food. How many days and how hungry do you think you have to get before you're willing to eat one of the bugs? Especially like if they've bitten you and they've came in, they've been attacking you. I feel like that puts me more in the like I'm eating one of these bugs in revenge space mentally. Not happy about it, but I'm like, okay, well if need be, one of these things is getting scoffed down. We don't talk about it afterwards, but a little bit of scran. Never want to turn down trying new experiences. I'll try it once and then regret it for the rest of my life. Argued with Vivian about the lack of it. Like, everyone is just picking a fight with poor Vivian. Like, she's not wrong. There's just not a great food supply here. Are they having their own insect based? That's true, people do eat crabs. And lobster, which is like 100% just a bug. It's just a big bug. Because it's underwater and overgrown, everyone thinks it's more than that, but it's a bug. Like, it might be delicious, I don't know, I don't eat lobster, but like, it's a bug. Is it just that everything is okay if it came from the sea? Quails are almost like giant sea cows, I guess? No, whales are far more dominant now. Like, whales can do quite a bit. You see a killer whale, it's gonna mess some sharks up, so... Oh yes, so she gets painful scars. Okay, so that's, again, it's a bit Rimworld, but there's consequences. And like, it could have been worse than a couple of painful scars, because she had an infection and she lost a lot of flesh. Presume Raka has this sort of similar thing then? No, he's okay. Samantha came away with one painful scar. I guess that means this painful negative status thing is going to be here more or less indefinitely. Yeah, moderate pain. Unrelaxed. I just feel like if we could get to the point that we can build some houses, we can separate them out and that cheers them up a bit and get some furniture. Oh, we need to, okay, so we need something different for that. We don't desperately need fuel. At some point we'll need new clothes. We don't need to pickle vegetables yet, I don't think. Metal, we're not there yet, are we? The lightning rod could be handy just to stop our stuff getting burned down. But I think we just get that construction done there, like get the basics, see what that unlocks. Can make more laser pistols soon. Yeah, we're doing okay, we're doing okay. Krista, you can actually, no, those are going to rot away, so we should do these first. And we now have 2 days of food supply, even though we got all that meat. So I guess they're churning through it pretty fast. I don't want to kill all of these things because I presume at a certain point that'll stop them reproducing, but we maybe have to kill a few of them, realistically. And we get everyone at least a spear and get the hunters some bow and arrows. Scarabée. The bug I observed looks like an overgrown version of the pest that's known and hated on many worlds. Giving a common bug name felt a bit underwhelming, so I chose the nice sounding Scarabée, or Scarab beetle. Unfortunately, it's a little more annoying than some tiny insect that's got through your fridge. This one is big and impudent, enough to attack humans and do some damage. The main problem is that these insects tend to swarm and work together in large groups, so they should not be underestimated. Do we think that where is it? The fence. The fence keeps it out. You think the stick one, yes? The wooden one, no. Stone, yes. Okay, you can use the insect meat in the meat soup. And I'm 100% let them do that because we have all this insect meat and we're gonna just do it. There's not much left, but it saves me killing all of our Ulfin. We're killing some of our Ulfin. Not all of them. It's a pure thing. It's good though. It seems like everyone's doing something now. Chris has got this rock. She's really into it. And then she's going to figure out how to like build houses after that. Okay. Discovery. Oh, it's metal. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That is actually useful. Research construction basics, please. Research insight. Good. Vivian. Wait, can you actually fight? Someone can't fight. She can fight. Not well, but she can fight. She can have this. Rack has walked in here, arriving days into the colony, and he's just telling Krista she's not funny. Yeah, we love Krista. Krista's had the hardest time with anyone on here apart from maybe Samantha. She's delivering. She's taught them how to make weapons. Now she's going to teach them how to construct houses up to fire code. She is by far the most productive member side. Xander did heal them all after they'd all been bitten by little tiny bugs though. So, and Vivian appears to be eating insects. Which I'm sure she will not be jazzed about. I wouldn't be, so. Oh, she's eating the vegetable soup. Take it back. It just looked like cucumber or coriander maybe. 25% chance to get food poisoning from the raw insect meat. Does that apply also when we cook it in the stew? Because maybe I shouldn't have put it in the stew. I feel like just a little seasoning is probably not so bad. You don't put too much in. Yeah, just throw it right in there. I think at the end it's just going to look like meat soup. And it'll be fine. No one will ever know. Medicine situation is bad, to be fair. But I think we can craft more of this, the healing balm, which I think we should do soon. Just, I want the weapons situation done first, but all it takes is one more person to get infected, and we just don't have enough medicine to deal with that. We still have 25 emergency rations, so I think that's too bad. I don't really eat per day, but soon we'll have some crops coming through. Not, it's a little while away yet, but we're getting there. Rakan was better. He's like, I'm sticking to the rations for now till you guys get past this whole why don't we eat bugs stage. Yeah, I feel you, but I haven't actually discovered the concept of entertainment yet. We can build beds, and or maybe we should. Something about a leather bed doesn't sound like something I would want, but maybe it's for the best, given what we have access to at the moment. We don't have textiles, but we are getting dried leather. Are they eating my plants? No. I'd understand if they did, but I would also shoot them. We do need those. Can mine ore. It's sensible to do that. Get some more sticks. Get some more stone as well. If we're going to use stone to make the beds, and if we're going to start constructing, they can just start gathering materials. We'll need wood, we'll need stone. The main thing is I don't really want to distract the people who are going to do specific jobs, but they should prioritize. So as long as Krista keeps researching, that's fine. As long as the crops get looked after, not worried. We have a little bit of raw insect meat left. We have some glitter caps, which I guess they can eat as well, actually. They can eat the mushrooms. That's handy, although I'd rather use them for the medicine if we can. I can also do this and harvest, which all of those. I don't necessarily want to harvest that tree. Harvest those. We're probably good for storage space initially. We don't need to build that. Let's build them all. Maybe one building that's a barracks and like give them little rooms within that rather than building tons of houses. We'll see how resource intensive it is building stuff once we finish that. We're actually only a week in as well. It feels like they've been here for longer, but 1 week to discover the concept of construction is probably quite good. Not for performance in this game, just for humanity in general. Well, add tailoring. It feels like that should probably be done quite early and I'm just putting it off. We have to make fuel from insects, probably get handy. And then metal refinement. Let's do that order. We'll definitely need some way of refrigerating soon. If we can ramp up food production, I'd rather get ahead of the game with that. Oh no. That's not good. Never got the lightning rods up. Well, now we'd get to test the will the table survive question. All of that, and somehow Xander still finds nothing to do. Mate, just cut down a bush. I don't know. Make yourself look busy. We've all done it. Cut this grain grass. We'll use it to... Oh no, no, harvest. We don't want to cut, we want to harvest. Harvest. Yeah, we're good. Everyone's miserable. Oh, smoke leaf. So facts. Get cigarettes going. The wide leaves of this plant are remarkably similar to a rare and expensive type of tobacco. It's actually got banned in my homeworld a few years ago. Its price shot up even higher. Don't ask me how I know this. Anyway, if I'm correct, those smoke leaf plants contain several alkaloid stimulants which can be drawn out by drying the leaves. Grind them, stick them in a pipe, and you get a great mood booster. No hangovers or other side effects that I know of. Unlocks: harvesting of raw smoke leaf, planting of smoke leaf in farms, drying of raw smoke leaf and dried smoke leaf on a drying rack, crafting smoke leaf, so on and so forth. You can make cigarettes. Oh, and tea boiling technology for research, handy. As someone who smoked for far too long, I'm not going to encourage them all to take up smoking, as much as it might make them feel like it's a good way of getting through this horrendous experience. As soon as we run out, they're going to be at each other's throats. So, best not to start. That's my recommendation. You heard it here first. Don't smoke. Bad for you. People don't tell you that, but I will. If there was another colony we could sell the cigarettes to, that might be different. I might be more on board. No, you don't think? What about the tea? Wait, is it the smoke leaf that's in the tea? Yes. Okay. If we boil the raw leaves to get rid of the toxins, it'd be great. Ah, okay. Okay, so think about that. Do we want... It's not opium tea. Although, if it was, that would also do this a similar job, you know. They broke my research desk again. Why does the lightning always hit the research desk? Blades of grass for hay. Okay, that's handy as well. For presume we can farm, like, raise animals. We're so close to being able to build houses. So close. I don't know why she had to come over here to do her research, but fair enough. She doesn't really get along with anyone. Sam gets along with everybody. Vivian really likes Samantha. Xander doesn't talk to anyone because he's the only one that's up at night. And Raka's like Samantha. And that's about it. So. Insufficient storage. Okay, yeah, so we do need storage again. Is this stuff going to degrade? It's metal, it probably shouldn't. Or is it stone? Yeah, stone. Probably going to be okay. Can they not put it in here with all the... It seems like there's quite a lot of storage space. I don't know. Maybe it takes up 2 slots because it's big. I don't know. Or maybe it has to be on the ground like these ones. Seems like they are picking and choosing which goes where. A lot of the mushrooms are about to get used up anyway though, so we should be fine. Okay. Question is, can I make the tea without them also all getting addicted to smoking? We don't want as much, we just want like a little bit. I mean, they're going to get addicted to tea. I'm not actually sure. I did not finish the tutorial. I think at a certain point you start getting more and more waves of things attacking you, and it's so early access that I don't know there's an end game point in it yet. There's no sign of any research for like a rescue option that I saw, like a communicate. More defensive sensor devices. I do wonder if it's a you can build your spaceship and escape situation. I've kind of been going in with the feeling that it's all going to go horribly wrong and we'll all die. Because that's what happened the first few times I did Rimworld as well. So I'm sort of not worried about the end game just yet, as I'm not going to make it there. Although, so it's got this long travel distance, so you can use that to travel around the map. So I wonder if you get to different locations. Hey, now we can build buildings. Now we're talking. So these are prefab, I guess. You just do this and it'll build a room. I've not seen any reproduction yet. It's again probably too early to say from my perspective, but it has that same Rimworld thing of people just showing up. So I think that's kind of what you're relying on at the moment. But there's relationships in and there's children because people had that in the character select loading screen thing. Like you had existing relationships. So it might be a case that you can. Well, that's a lot of stone. Okay. What about wood? It's a lot of wood too. I mean, that makes sense. I don't know why I thought it'd be any different. But we're probably going to have to cut down a lot of trees here. We're going to have to do some serious deforestation. All this needs to go. Oh no, not the bushes, the trees. We need the trees. There was quite a lot of logs over here as well, from memory. Yeah, these can go. All these can go. Maybe I'll build a small building just to get us started as well. You can build with sticks too, that makes a degree of sense. What do I have more? I have 160 stone. Okay, so now we just have to get the materials and they'll do it, right? Just absolutely destroyed it. I mean, it's a big planet. We're the only people on it so far. We've already done so much damage by dropping spaceship parts everywhere. So within that, I presume I can separate out, I can make one big building here and then, not that it's that big really, but split it into smaller rooms to give them beds and stuff. I thought I'd already cut hay from tall grass. Maybe not. No, I had grain grass, that's right. It looked like it was going to be tall grass, but it wasn't. Whereas, like, I would look at that and say that's pretty tall grass, personally. What are the many things? Got a guy leveled up, that's good. Need more wood, we know that. I've got research, she's still going to have a meltdown. He's crushingly unhappy. Could be bad. Do we have any more weapons to us? Oh yeah, we do have. Bow. Well, that's going to wake her up to do it. Oh, that's a shame. And we need more storage space for the stone, which we should get once we get our construction done. For one, the wood is going to clear a lot of space very quickly, so. This is all yours, Krista. You can have this big knife. Oh, it's right there. It's so easy. But we have quite a lot of meat now, and we have a lot of vegetables. So I should probably not bother. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like it does strike me that I've paid more for this today than I paid for. Like when I got Rimworld in early access, it was about a tenner. It was pretty early doors. But you know, just what 25 quid. I don't know what it is in other parts of the world, but it's very, it's easy to lose yourself in these games, and it seems to have enough about it for me that I'd give it a try. As long as the developer's going to stick with it, and it's is it Frontier that are doing this one, so there's enough pedigree there to think they'll probably stick with it and keep developing it. Like I could see it ended up being a bit of the, I don't know if this is ones you're familiar with, but Dyson Sphere program to what Factorio was, so kind of putting a bit of just a bit more money almost into building a 3D engine and a bit more going on. Like the things that are here seem to work well. I've not ran into anything that feels broken yet. And we have more aggressive bugs coming in, but this time everyone's a bit more prepared, which is nice. I kind of always have a list of these things I'm looking to try as well. I've got Clansfolk, which I would partly be playing on the gimmick that I'm Scottish, but it looks quite good, and I think it doesn't necessarily get stuck too much on the concept of survival, which is the danger of, as you were talking about, escaping, or is it just building a permanent base? You kind of always have to have something to be working towards to a point, I think, or some sort of satisfaction. Like here, I'm still in the do they survive period. Can I keep these guys alive? But at a certain point, you need something more than that. If you get a workable base going, do you then try and expand out? A huge map, lots to do in here. I could build all over all of this, build lots of defenses. Presumably that hot air balloon lets us go somewhere else as well. But beyond that, don't know where it goes. I hope it has mod support, because that usually ends up being the thing that makes or breaks these games. If the community is going to build some crazy things to add on. I think I'm always really looking forward with these, and I do really enjoy them, but I'm always looking for one that is everything that Dwarf Fortress does, but in a way that makes it way more playable and understandable what you're actually doing. Like, I understand what I'm doing in Dwarf Fortress when I'm really in it, but I can't claim to be any good at it. Things just happen, and everything gets away from me. Whereas, like, I can finish Rimworld, I can get off the planet, I can do all that, build a base that will survive with no problem. But Dwarf Fortress, I can get a basic little underground mine that people survive for a while, and then I flood it by accident, kill everybody. And I have a great time doing it, once every 2 years when I try it. Okay, so at some point these bugs are going to just go into attack mode. That's what they did last time, they all swarmed. So I'm just going to watch for when that happens, and then draft everybody. Okay, here we go, yep. So draft them, bring them all here. Can I tell them to auto fire, or do I have to manually tell people? I know you're burned out. I know you're burned out, Krista. Like you're having a bad time, but now's not the time to worry about it. To be honest, Samantha's maybe just going to deal with this by herself. Maybe not. Samantha's actually having a really bad time because she doesn't have a good melee weapon. Okay, everyone's a little bit injured, but they're all pretty much dead, right? And one left. Okay, we're going to undraft everybody. This time Krista's the one that more or less gets off. No real damage. Is nice. She's already having a really bad time. We are going to butcher every one of these Scarabeetles. I have moved past the point of caring. I want that insect meat. I want to throw it in a stew, and we're just not going to talk about it. It can also be used for fuel, so we have that excuse. Not really digging everyone just bleeding all over their beds, but so be it. So how many sort of size have we got here? How big are the beds? Presumably 1 by 2, right? Yeah. So I could easily make a few rooms here. They're like not sizable, but 3 by 3. You might not love it, but you know. I think it's better than nothing. Gets everybody inside, which will make them, I would think, a little bit happier. I don't know about temperature. It's inside, so that should help. It's under a roof, but here they still have the fireplace. To be fair, it's like 14 degrees there, it's 14 degrees here. It's not making a huge difference. I think they're actually just not close enough to the fire to have any benefit of it right now. Whoops. Technically, they're in range of it, but from what we could see before, but I'm not really doing anything. Doesn't quite fit out perfectly there, but 2, 3, and then okay, the layout might get a bit weird here, but I'll make it work. I hadn't really thought it through when I was churning it out. I just wanted to get something up. Okay, we discovered metal refinement. That's good. We can start melting down the ore, which should let us make the dartboard. Then we've got some amusement, which might make people less likely to kill everybody in a fit of rage. We will probably be wrapping up soon, though, as I feel like we made some decent progress for the first session. Get this building finished, and then I think we'll call it a night. As it is 12:30 here, and I'm not as young as I once was to play this for too long on a Saturday night. But I think we'll pick it back up. We're having fun. It was this or that Warhammer XCOM alike, and we went with this, and I'm glad we did. It's something. It's very similar to a lot of what these things are, but it's doing enough to keep me interested without feeling like it's just things I've done before. I will, however, build a lightning rod here to stop my workbench getting burned down. Maybe one next to the house as well, actually, now I think about it, just so that we don't lose that, as it's probably a bit more of an investment in resources and time All these lovely trees we cut down. And we've got our first bed made. Owner shared. You people can just use it if they want. I would rather split this into rooms, you know, make them happier, just to minimise the amount of things that they're losing their minds over. So close to being done. Just this one little bit. And I'm assuming that this is like a cutout thing, just because of where we're viewing it from. Our blade grass is nearly there. Our grain grass is really close to being there, 2/3 of the way. And we'll soon have some buttermelons. So all in all, a productive first 10 days on, what is our planet called? We never named it. I think I gave it one at the start. New Utopia. This is such an ideal place. It's covered in scarab beetles that are the size of dogs. It's a dream come true, I would say. It's stone, but then it's got a leather draped over it and a leather pillow. Whereas this is sticks on top of rocks. So yeah, I think either way you're having a bad time. To be honest, I don't think there's any good bed options available right now. Once we make fabric, that will change. Which I think I need to tailor bench for. Or do I? I don't actually know. It's maybe just something that we've got to... That's just for apparel. I don't know how we get... It's probably I just need to grow something or cut something down that I haven't spotted. Yeah, you would think you would like use the stone as a frame and then fill it with hay and then a layer of something like leather so that you're not like getting cut by hay because it's going to get pretty sort of awkward and spiky. And then fabric duvet, you know, just make a bed. Straight up, just make a bed. You could take like logs and lay them underneath the hay so there's like can hold it up, you know. And like I'm not even like she's like an expert researcher, so she should be able to figure this out too. Can we develop better beds, not just better rooms? I don't see in here that's like comfort, just tea. I'm curious that no one has like thought, like they've all got a bed, but also these ones are all now available. Do I have to say like stop sleeping in the, or is it just that it's too cold? It's warmer there than it is here. This is indoors. I mean, maybe they're with you, Ellie. They just think I'd rather sleep on the floor where it's noisy. And there's people cooking all night. Oh no. Vivian has a mild infection. And we are out of proper medicine after this. So that's for next time. We have to try and solve the medicine problem. We're crafting these salves, but I don't know if that's going to like antiseptic paste. Is it going to stop a food poisoning issue? Guess we'll find out. Thank you everyone who's joined and joined in the chat. Thank you for the follows. It's been fun and we'll hopefully be back soon with the next episode. Till then, I shall see you next time.